Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hotline Classic Remastered. This time we're taking a look at the 1998 Audi A4 Avant 2.8 Quattro. This is another car that was added in thanks to GT2 Plus. It is another car that was dropped during development, and this one got relatively far. The model was a bit broken, but they still got far enough to at least start modelling it and also do the statistics for it, which is why in the base game the standard Audi A4 2.8 sedan has the same statistics as this Avant would have, including the weight, so it was unnecessarily heavy, which is a good thing. So that's sort of how far along this car got along in development, and I guess there's a little piece of it still left in the game in the form of that slight oversight. I'm very happy they've restored this car because more Audi A4s in this game is a good thing. I love this generation of A4. I think it's the B5? Or is that a Passat? I can't remember. I don't know model codes for these things. Anyways, this model of A4, I think, is peak Audi. I think it's one of the best looking German saloon cars. It's a little bit boring, don't get me wrong, but it's got a very sort of, I don't want to say intimidating face, but it's got a very sort of, you know, it means business. And this generation of A4 really did put Audi on the map and drove them into the juggernaut they are now, where they're driven by tossers. But back then, you know, you drove one of these things because you appreciated the Audi. It wasn't quite a Mercedes, wasn't quite a BMW, but it was getting there. Anyways, this one also has one of my favourite engines, the 2.8 litre 6-cylinder, which is a good engine. This had multiple Volkswagen Audi during this era was just mental when it came to engines. Anyways, let's talk about this car. Four-wheel drive, 347 horsepower, 1,272 kilos. Those statistics aren't amazing for this course, but we'll see how it gets along. It's going to get 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Ford GT90 at 28.180. The A4 Avant is unlikely to beat that. The A4 Avant, well, we have had one Audi go around here, and it was the TT, and it did not great. It just about broke into the under 30 club. This one probably isn't going to break into under 30, just statistically looking at it, but we will see. I'm hoping for sort of a 30.5-ish, maybe. There's not a lot comparable to this because, well, there's not that many wagons in this game, and the ones that there are, we haven't driven yet. So we haven't had the likes of the Toyota Caldina, or if you really want to stretch, the Subaru Forester. We haven't had any of those, so... Although, do we have a legacy wagon? I seem to remember a legacy wagon. I could be making that up. I've driven a lot of cars around here, okay? I forget which ones we've done. Well, 30.4, so that was a good start. That is actually a very, very good start. It drives really nicely, to be honest with you. It's a bit like that Focus last time out. I would like a bit more power. I'll be honest, it's also a little bit understeery, but that's understandable given the weight of it. I don't know, maybe I just like driving overweight cars. I'm sort of finding this out as this series goes on, because I really like driving the GTO, if you remember that as well. And this is quite similar to that. Maybe being heavy is a good thing. I think the GT90 wasn't exactly light either. And the Wiegert Vector, come to think of it, and that was a very quick car as well. Anyways, this is not a Wiegert Vector, this is an Audi A4 Estate. And, yeah, it's doing well, actually, 30.4. Can we get it any further up? Renault Clio V6 would be around this time. And admittedly, no one's ever tried to compare an Audi Estate and a Renault Clio V6, except, I mean, back in the day, this was considered quite mental. Audi basically invented the sports saloon car with the RS2, which is the precursor to the later RS4, which is not in this game. The S4 is, though, and I suppose that's one solace. If this car doesn't go any quicker, then we've got many more, well, we've got 2 other A4s to go around. We've got the A4 Saloon, which is, thanks to this mod, fixed, so that's going to be as light as it's supposed to be. And of course, there's going to be the Audi S4, which for those of you who watched this series before it was remastered, you'll know the S4 is one to definitely watch out for, because that S4 could be mighty quick. Anyways, I think I'm a bit disappointed in myself. I think I could probably get this a little bit quicker, but I'll settle. I said I wanted a 30.5. I'll settle for a 30.467, which is basically where I predicted this would go. Yeah, it is such a good looking car, isn't it, this generation of A4, just the face. Maybe not the estate so much. I'm not a huge fan of the weird rear end on it, but still, very cool. And the time's completely all over the place. Yeah, there's 0.2 in there, isn't there? Oh, God. Yeah, maybe you could go sort of 30.3-ish and start knocking on the door of the FTO, but, you know, still. 30.467 will put it into 39th place. It is quicker than a Lotus Esprit. Interesting. Quicker than the Golf V5, which is actually quite interesting, because that Golf had about the same amount of power as this. Quicker than an Integra, Roof CR4, which admittedly that wasn't a very good car. It's slower than a Fiat Punto though. This series is getting weirder by the day. So there we go. Anyways, that's it for this edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. Do hope you've enjoyed. Join me next time when I'll be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.